Adventures in Freelancing. Take a break from it all and enjoy a little lighthearted fiction as we tell stories about the glamorous life of a freelancer and his very tolerant dog. Episode 5, The Communication Muddle. Or, did I reply to that on email, text, or carrier pigeon? Alex's client communication spirals into chaos across multiple platforms. Lost files and misunderstandings lead to client frustration. Hi, this is Adam Morgan for DoItByTheHour.com, and I'm a freelancer just like you. Ah, the glamorous life of a freelancer. It's a tapestry woven with threads of creative freedom, client deadlines, and for Alex, an increasingly complex web of digital communication channels. If only all messages arrived via a well-behaved postal service, perhaps with a helpful stamp indicating urgent or contains design feedback. But no, Alex's reality was a cacophony of pings, dings, and the unsettling silence of a message he swore he sent, but couldn't locate. A multi-channel mess of epic proportions. Alex considered himself a digital native, but his client communication strategy was less native and more hapless tourist lost in a foreign city without a map. One client preferred email, another insisted on text messages, the third seemed to communicate exclusively through obscure project management tools Alex had signed up for but never truly adopted. Did I send that invoice update via Slack, or was it a quick WhatsApp message? He'd mumble, his fingers dancing frantically across a half-dozen open tabs. Buster, observing from his perch on the plush dog bed, realized there wasn't much he could do. He'd seen Alex get himself into sticky situations before, but this one felt particularly human. The true comedy, or tragedy, depending upon Alex's stress levels that particular hour, arose from the accidental half-conversations. He'd reply to an email thread with a detail he'd discussed only moments earlier on a text chain, leaving the recipient utterly bewildered. Wait, did we finalize the logo, or are we still on the color palettes? Was a common response. Alex would then dive headfirst into the digital rabbit hole, a frantic archaeological dig through his own fragmented history. Buster, seeing Alex's panicked search for a specific image file, would trot over and nudge a well-loved squeaky hedgehog toy towards his human's foot. Consistency, Alex. Find this every time. It's not rocket science. It's a squeaky hedgehog. He'd then look pointedly from Alex's multi-tabbed browser to a brochure Alex had carelessly left on the floor. Communication Solutions. Streamline your workflow, before shaking his head with a silent canine exasperation.
Is chaos getting the best of you? Do It By The Hour is the freelancer's back office, providing project management, automated invoicing, payment processing, and client acquisition tools. Get started for free on DoItByTheHour.com.
The Case of the Missing File and Sanity. The elusive missing file became a recurring nightmare. Alex would swear he sent a high-res version of the banner design only for the client to ask for it again. But I know I uploaded it, he'd exclaim to the empty room, his voice rising in pitch. Was it in the email dated Tuesday or the Dropbox link shared Wednesday? Or perhaps in a moment of pure genius or madness, he'd tried sending it through that quirky file-sharing service he used exactly once. His desktop, usually a chaotic mosaic of icons, would become a vortex of hastily opened folders. Buster would quietly position himself between Alex and the screen, his eyes a mixture of pity and utter bafflement at the human condition. Why couldn't humans just point and bark to signify urgency? Or give a silent stare when something was clearly unwelcome? Much simpler. When clients become treasure hunters. The ultimate signal of a communication breakdown wasn't a lost file, but a subtle shift in client tone. The polite inquiry became a slightly less polite nudge. The gentle reminder evolved into an exasperated, "Are we making progress on this?" Alex started to notice a new trend. Clients sending follow-up emails that were essentially scavenger hunt clues. Remember that feedback I sent last week, the one about the font? Not the one about the color. It was in a separate email, I think. It was as if his clients had resigned themselves to becoming digital archaeologists, sifting through layers of disparate messages to piece together the narrative of their own projects. It wasn't exactly complaints, Not yet, anyway. But the underlying frustration was palpable. A low hum beneath the surface of polite professionalism. Alex would often stare at the screen, an internal monologue raging. This is not how professional looks. This is how I just wrestled a badger in my pajamas looks. After a particularly confusing email chain, Alex's stomach dropped. A new message popped up from his most important client. Could you just call me? There's something important we need to discuss, and I can't seem to get a straight answer in writing. Buster, who had been quietly observing Alex's frantic typing, quietly pushed Alex's neglected, fully charged phone towards him with his nose. Phone conversations were better than badgers. If you enjoyed this and need a voice actor for your next project, I'm available. Just search for Adam Morgan on doitbythehour.com.